Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome to part 3 of my Rancho del Arroyo playthrough. We're just going to be going through the story as we have been and just grinding it out. Sorry it's been so long since the last story episode, so finally got to chance to keep playing the Rancho del Arroyo story. So here you guys go. Hope you guys enjoy.
This is the only place in the world you'll find the saguaro cactus. And only in lowlands. It needs the summer monsoon to stock up on moisture.
Hotspot. The Sonora Desert is the hottest desert in Mexico. It straddles the border of the U.S. states of Arizona and California, encompassing 800,000 square kilometers, 120,000 square miles of territory between the Baja California Peninsula to the west and the I think that's Chihuahuan Desert of the east. The Sonora Desert is famous for its saguaro and Oregon pipe cactus population, but its patterns of summer monsoons and winter rains has resulted in it being home to more unique species of vegetation than any other desert in the world. The main threats to its biodiversity come from cattle ranching and urbanization. English not my first strong suit.
There should be a pile of rocks there. Line up the gabions first, then fill them. They're inconspicuous enough, no? No? Well, the important thing is that they work. Cram as many as you can into each of them. That'll set us up nicely for winter. It's gonna take some time to see the effect of all this, but it's good work you're doing. Believe me, I'm grateful for the extra set of hands. I have one final task for you before you are free to go off on your own. Most of our outposts are former stockmen's residences. Gives them a bit of rustic charm, you know? Back in the old days, entire families worked the land here. Men, women, and children. We still had a couple of people on staff when I was born. But then beef prices tanked and my parents couldn't afford the expense anymore. Us kids had to pick up the slack. Anyway, there's a stockman's residence kind of in the middle of nowhere, even by the standards of this place, that had fallen into disuse. We've given it a paint job and replaced some of the furniture. Now all that's needed to officially establish it as an outpost is a notice board. Head over and set it up. There's the notice board. Grab that shovel too. Clear away the rocks first, just over there where the path begins. Ay, bet you're glad you're not doing this in July. Oh, what's that? Hi. Gene, is that some sort of save for a log bug? Let me see. Huh. It's a brass lock and handle, a keyhole. This is not new. Could be early 20th century. I feel like I recognize it from somewhere. I've got it. There used to be a lockbox like this in the Casa Grande's master bedroom. My mom wouldn't like you snooping around, but this feels important. Can you head back over there and see if you can find the key? If you're up for it, of course. This isn't part of your job description. Oh, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Finish up here first. Looks good. And feel free to use this outpost yourself now. If you're in the neighborhood, I'd appreciate it if you could swing by the Casa Grande. I guess my curiosity's got the better of me.
Man, that was a nice roof.
master bedroom's upstairs. He always did appreciate his privacy, my great-grandfather. That room and the study were like his own personal oasis. Right. Let me think. Some plausible deniability would be good for when my mom finally shows up. So let's not just start rifling through things. The logbooks I remember was sitting on a shelf next to a wardrobe. It's a disassembled shotgun. Pump action looks like. Also early 20th century. Are those flecks of blood on the stock? It would make sense if it belonged to Don Javier. He did sleep in here for most of his life, but I don't recognize it. Look, I don't know how things are done where you're from, but I'd rather not get the police involved with this. Whatever happened clearly happened a long time ago, and they've got more to worry about out here in the borderlands. Plus, my family has a somewhat complicated history with them. So, let's try to solve this ourselves. Let me think. I'm no Sherlock Holmes, but maybe we should check it for clues. Is that the key? It sure looks well used. Let's try it. RS Bosque Alto, agosto de 1916. RS Bosque Alto, August 1916. Bosque Alto is a site to the east of here, the woods up in the hills, but the initials... RS, RS, RS... I'm stumped. How about you leave the gun here for now, and I'll have someone from the lab we usually work with for animal samples check the blood. I really doubt there's any intact DNA left, if it's as old as that engraving suggests, but it doesn't hurt to check. I'll keep you up to date. I'm not aware of any buildings up around Bosque Alto, or at least not any intact ones. Good thing I know someone whose entire job involves tracking things down, and this time you don't need to worry about anything running off on you. I'll mark the rough location on your hunter mate, and you can put those transferable skills to the test. Chances are we won't find anything, but I won't rest easy until we've at least checked. No luck yet? There's a lookout tower nearby that'll give you a good view out onto Bosque Alto. I'll send you the coordinates. There, by the lake. A shack. Well, I guess I wasn't wrong about there not being any intact buildings around here. Are you able to get inside? Be careful. Someone must have rested here at some stage, but there's nothing to suggest they bunkered down. Try the desk there. Mira, what a thing to find out in the middle of nowhere. I'm amazed it's not completely faded. So, I'm pretty sure the guy on the right is Bisabuelo Javier. Even without the head, the suit's a dead giveaway. And his younger friend must be our RS. The date isn't too far off the one in the shotgun, at least. This is weirdly familiar. I feel like I've seen him somewhere before. Let's go back to the Casa Grande. There's a century's worth of old photos and newspaper clippings in Javier's study. Maybe we'll find something that jogs my memory. The landform looks like the one around where they used to water the cattle back when open grazing was still practiced. It's along the Arroyo, but I'm not sure where exactly, and I don't recognize the shrine. Take the photo with you and we can try matching it to your surroundings.
Photograph of two men. A torn photograph of two men standing in a cactus patch. The
Oh, by
background.
the way, I got a call from the lab while you were wandering around Bosque Alto. As I suspected, the blood samples didn't turn up any DNA. It was always going to be a long shot, if you'll forgive the pun. Anyway, I sent the shotgun itself to a gunsmith to retrofit and reassemble. I want you to have it. You didn't have to go out of your way to help solve this mystery that has nothing to do with you. But you stepped up. I know, it's a bit macabre to use a dead man's weapon, but, look, we're conservationists. Waste not, want not should guide us. I doubt RS would mind whoever he was. Unless you'd rather it ended up in a museum.
Alright. A torn.
Didn't think so. I've asked my cousin to leave it at an outpost I'll mark on your hunter mate.
A torn photograph of two men standing in a cactus patch. The background is a distinctly shaped hill and a small shrine. The date is on the back. Reads September de 1916. September 1916. Okay, so at least white-tailed deer here. Huh. That seems a bit weird. I don't know why it was low, but okay. I think that was... What?
I hope it serves you better than it did RS. I've got some more news while I have your ear. Remember those gringo intruders I told you about? Well, my cousins just texted me. She spotted their pickup truck again on her way home. Actually, not far from the outpost you're at now. But no sign of the intruders themselves. Do me a favor. Head out and jot down their license plate number. And if you do see them, probably best to just turn back. Who knows what they're packing? Eesh. I really hope they at least turned off the engine when they went hunting in this thing.
Hey.
Texas, Lone Star State. And that's the crappiest shooting range I've ever seen. Oh, God. I can feel your mood worsening from here. What does the plate say? You've had more than a couple of run-ins with these guys before, no? I'd love to tell you I'd never heard of them, but their reputation extends to these parts, too. Well, at least the plate makes them easily identifiable. So the, targets are all intact, which means one of two things. Either they're just terrible shots, or something else caught their attention. Let's remind them they're not alone out here, why don't we? Shoot down a couple of them. It's an excuse to try out that new shotgun if you have it on you. There. That's as gentle a warning as they're gonna get out here in the borderlands. This is around where I think the area in the photo might be. You're gonna have to do some scouting again. Here's the Arroyo, or, well, what's left of it. It's dry almost year-round these days. Almost hard to imagine they used to be able to graze cattle here. Keep your eyes peeled for the shrine and the curve of the hill behind it. Let's try following it north.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video of the story as we are finally back on the grind and going through the story. Yeah, I'm just learning more about the area and found another bot, and we'll see what happens to him, if he dies or not, because I can't remember, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Good times.